Hello, everyone. My name is Marina. I'm 28 years old, and what I'm about to tell you happened exactly 6 months ago. This is the most terrifying experience of my life, and I swear by my grandmother's memory that every word is true. After tonight, you'll never look at death the same way again. I worked as a morgue technician at Central Hospital. Night shift, double pay, few willing candidates. I thought it would be quiet work, just me and the silence. But I was wrong. The dead, they don't stay quiet. Not when they have something to say. Do you believe in life after death? In souls that refuse to rest? I never did. Until October 13th. Until Amanda spoke to me. It was a Friday night, raining heavily. The kind of night that makes you want to stay home under a blanket. But there I was, alone in the basement morgue, surrounded by the dead. The fluorescent lights flickered occasionally, casting dancing shadows on the white walls. 3 bodies had arrived that evening. An elderly man, natural causes. A traffic accident victim. And then drawer number 7. Amanda Silvera, 16 years old. Official cause of death, suicide by hanging. Found in her bedroom by her mother. I remember thinking how young she looked. Peaceful, almost like she was sleeping. Long dark hair, pale skin. She reminded me of my younger sister. That's when I felt the first chill run down my spine. The morgue was completely silent except for the hum of the refrigeration units. But as I approached Amanda's drawer to begin the paperwork, I heard something that made my blood freeze. A whisper. So faint I almost convinced myself I'd imagined it. Help me. That's what I heard. A young girl's voice, desperate and afraid. I looked around the empty morgue, my heart pounding. The rain was getting heavier outside, beating against the small basement windows. Hello. I called out, feeling ridiculous. Silence. Just the rain and the humming machines. I tried to focus on my work, but every time I looked at Amanda's file, I felt watched. Like someone was standing right behind me. The temperature in the room seemed to drop. I could see my breath forming small clouds in the cold air. Then it happened again. Clearer this time. It wasn't suicide. The voice came from everywhere and nowhere. I spun around, knocking over my coffee cup. The dark liquid spread across the floor like blood. My hands were shaking as I approached drawer 7. Amanda's body lay perfectly still. But I swear I saw her lips move. Just slightly. And that's when she told me everything. He said it was a game. Her voice whispered directly into my mind. Felipe said he saw it online. The choking game. He promised he would stop before it was too late. I backed away from the drawer, my breath coming in short gasps. This wasn't happening. This couldn't be happening. Dead people don't talk. But Amanda's voice continued, growing stronger, more desperate. I tried to tell him to stop. I tried to signal him, but he was taking pictures, filming everything. He said it was to remember our love. But when I started turning blue, when I couldn't breathe, he panicked. He ran away and left me there to die. I spent the rest of that night researching everything I could about Amanda. Social media, school records, news articles. The official story was simple. Depressed teenager, recent breakup, classic suicide case. But Amanda's voice kept echoing in my head. Check my phone, she had whispered. He has the videos. He kept them all. But the police had already closed the case. Amanda's phone was with her personal effects, sealed and ready to be returned to her family. For 3 days, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard Amanda's voice, pleading for justice. The bags under my eyes grew darker. My coworkers started asking if I was okay. But how could I tell them? How could I explain that a dead girl was talking to me? On the 4th night, I made a decision that would change everything. I stayed late, waited until everyone left, and I went to the evidence room. Amanda's personal effects were in a sealed bag. Her phone, jewelry, the clothes she died in. As I held her phone, it felt ice cold, colder than it should have been. And then I heard her voice again, clearer than ever. Password is 1510. My birthday, October 15th. My hands trembled as I entered the code. The phone unlocked. And what I found there made me sick to my stomach. The messages between Amanda and Felipe told the whole story. He had been pressuring her for weeks to try this game he'd seen online. She kept saying no, that it was dangerous, but he wouldn't stop asking. Trust me, babe. I'll be careful. It's supposed to be amazing. The ultimate high. That's what he wrote, over and over, wearing her down until she finally agreed. But it was the videos that broke my heart. Felipe had filmed everything, the whole sick game. I watched as Amanda's face change from nervous laughter to panic to terror. I watched as she clawed at the rope, trying to signal him to stop. And I watched as Felipe, instead of helping her, kept filming, even when she started convulsing, even when her lips turned blue. He was so focused on getting the perfect shot that he didn't notice she was actually dying. When he finally realized what was happening, it was too late. The video showed him panicking, trying to revive her, then running away, leaving her there to be found by her mother hours late. But here's the most sickening part. After Amanda died, Felipe didn't delete the videos. He kept them, like trophies, and I found messages where he was already planning to try the same game with another girl. That's when Amanda's voice came to me one last time that night. But this time, it wasn't sad or pleading. It was angry, furious. Stop him, she said. Don't let him kill anyone else. I knew the police wouldn't believe me if I told them a dead girl had led me to the evidence. So I had to be smart about it. I copied everything to a flash drive and created an anonymous email account. I sent the videos and messages to Amanda's parents, the police, the school principal, and 3 local news outlets. I made sure everyone would see the truth about what really happened to Amanda. Within 48 hours, Felipe was arrested. The evidence was overwhelming. He confessed everything when confronted with his own videos. Involuntary manslaughter, evidence tampering, and several other charges. 8 years in prison. But the real justice came from something else. The news coverage sparked a massive awareness campaign about the dangers of these online games. Amanda's story saved other lives. Her death, as terrible as it was, prevented other deaths. On my last night working at the morgue, I went to say goodbye to Amanda. Her body was being transferred the next morning for burial. When I approached drawer 7 for the final time, the room felt different, warmer, peaceful. Thank you, I heard her whisper, but this time her voice was different. Not desperate or angry, content, at peace. I can rest now. They know the truth. I never heard Amanda's voice again after that night. I transferred to the day shift, started working with the living instead of the dead. But sometimes on quiet nights, I still think about her. About how she refused to stay silent until justice was served. So that's my story. The night a dead girl spoke to me, and together we caught her killer. Believe it or don't believe it. I know what I experienced. I know Amanda was there with me, fighting for the truth until the very end. And if you're listening to this, Felipe, Amanda wants you to know she's still watching. Some voices can never be silenced.